Good morning and welcome to day 20 of the Heysen Trail. So, oh, there's a better sign. Look, halfway. That is the halfway point. Woo! Right, so this is where I stayed last night. Neat old, it's an old schoolhouse. And it was very comfortable while that rain was happening, and boy, yeah, it was windy and raining and it was pretty bad. So I'm very glad I had a half day yesterday. Apart from the weather, it was okay. So I was on the road for a bit and then through some real swamp and long grass, but it was lovely being up on the top. Coming down was actually quite nice, because coming down it was a bit more sheltered from the wind, but oh wow, it was just misty, and then as soon as I got on the top it was rain and strong winds, and yeah, it was a little bit miserable, but that's part of it. This morning I woke up and it was awful. It was just completely clagged in and strong winds and raining. So I just lay in bed for a little bit longer, and it seems to have paid off because it's cleared a little bit now. There's still grey clouds and they still come through in waves with a little bit of rain, but significantly better, but it's cold. Yeah, still pretty chilly. The weather forecast is pretty much the same as today for tomorrow, and so today I'm going to get to a hut 30 kilometres. There's a water point in about 16 kilometres. I'm on the road for I think 3k, and then that's it for roads for the rest of the day. I'm in a creek system, and yeah, I don't think it's going to be a fun day. And then tomorrow will be about 30 again, but that'll take me into the city of Borough. And then Sunday's meant to be storm, so I will probably take a rest day in Borough. Right, hopefully today's not too bad. Oh yeah, my other sock started really crinkling quite badly yesterday, so I have new socks. Completely new pair of socks. They're not my normal brand, but yesterday it was comfortable enough. Oh, we're on a tourist drive. Dust Hole Creek. It's not the name you'd want when you're trying to sell your property. Right. So this is the Karuna Creek Conservation Park. Trees. It's actually nice having trees around again. I miss the trees. I hear my bee sting. It's reached the itchy stage, and it's a tiny bit swollen in there, but oh, it's so itchy. Oh boy. Alright, leaving the road. Oh good, we've got a track. Going up and over some low hills before dropping into a creek system. Obviously target practice for that sign. Right. Quite enjoying this track. It was lovely as in the trees there. Moving into more open terrain now. But you know, there's actual bends in the track and it's slightly up and down. So it's much better than some of the tracks have been, and it's a track and not a fence line, which is always a good thing. And it's not raining, which is also a good thing. So yeah, I'm actually enjoying myself this morning. Time for a panorama. So that is Mount Brian that I came down yesterday, and come along the road along here, and this is more outbacky like I was expecting the trail to be. It's nice, it's different from the crops and the lush long grass. Especially because I'm not walking through it, but on a nice track. Wow, look at this. I am glad I didn't do this and miss the view. This is pretty cool. Different. It's variety. It's unique. Oh, this is what I've been missing on this trail. It's just been repetitive, but this is cool. Alright, so we are entering the Karuna Creek Conservation Park. Cool. Cute little stile over. And it's an information board. I think it used to be a map, but can't see much. But basically, I'm heading down into the creek and following the creek around. Yeah, oh, this is beautiful. Loving it. There you go, some flowers. Look at these. They're quite cool. So as well as the yellow flowers, there's also these. And I haven't seen these since the Flinders. It's great. It's really interesting because it's also rocky underfoot. So interesting walking, interesting views. So good to actually be enjoying the trail again. Nearly dropped down to the creek system. It's been a steady gradient down. Quite cool rock formations. So we are now on single trail. Woohoo! Oh, this is good. Much better. I can see a sign. Where am I going? Up and over there. So the track is up and down. Sometimes we're in the river where it's nice and open, and then sometimes we're on a beautiful single trail. It's been a couple of little overgrown parts, but on the whole, it's been good travel. There is some water in the creek, but I've been crossed it multiple times now and been able to get across it without getting my feet wet. Different types of rocks up above now, not the slanty ones that I'm walking on. It's down in the creek for a little bit. Pretty easy walking in the creek. Actually in the creek bed now, but the water's run out and it's pretty flat, so easy walking. Still got the neat hills up above. Interesting rocks around still. Side's getting a bit steeper in this part. Oh, this is so cool. This is, yeah, really interesting walking along here. The rock formations and look at that. Oh, cool. It's beautiful, isn't it? Just rugged. Love the different colours of the rocks. Yeah, looks like we've got some tracks instead of the river to follow. It's raining, but there's only one grey cloud above me, and looks like it's not very big, so it's not going to rain for long. It's windy enough, the cloud's moving pretty quickly. Up there is Turuli Gorge Hut, which was an option I was looking at last night. From the comments, the hut's in a pretty poor state, but there was one small section of floor that they reckon was good enough to sleep on. But I'm actually glad that I stopped when I did, so I could have a lovely day through this gorge. Unfortunately, I'm going to leave it very shortly, but it has been good. So back into the creek for a little while. About a kilometre and then I'm off. Changing direction, leaving Turuli Gorge and out of the valley now, but we're about to turn right and go along the, I think along the foothills of these hills. And off the track and I'm guessing we're heading for a fence line somewhere in here. Can't see the next marker, just keep walking. It's actually quite fun. We're on a bit of single track, marking's pretty good. Flies are starting to come out, must be time for my net soon. I saw this and I was sure it was going to say follow fence, but walkers follow track. Woohoo! Alright, time for the net. These flies are annoying. This is the remains of Thomas Hut, early pioneer home. From 1880s. Oh, right, turn in onto very, very old track. Better than a fence line. Had a few showers come through. Another one just about, another one now. But they're pretty short. Maybe a minute of that, and then that's it. But the cloud is unfortunately starting to build up a bit more. So, unfortunately, I think it's going to get worse. It's getting heavier. Emu! That's the first emu in ages! 2 of them! Go! The vehicle tracks sort of petered out as we hit a river, but I think, oh no, looks like we're back on it. Thankfully there are markers every now and again just to confirm you're going the right way. Got a patch of clear above us now, starting to warm up again. Whoop, where are we going? Right, there's a vehicle tracker on now. Cool. So this is the most eastern point of the trail. Coming out onto a more major track. I quite enjoyed that little track. It was just rough enough to be interesting, but still make good time. And I think 1.3 kilometres to get to the campsite. That's the shelter. Oh, that's pretty fancy. This would be very welcome in the rain. Karuna Creek Shelter. Oh, beautiful. Right, stopped and had lunch, and now it's 15 kilometres to get to the hut. So there's a toilet block up there as well. Vehicle access, there was a vehicle with a tent up there. But I don't think it's a popular spot. Be a bit annoying if all the car campers took all the water, but it's a big water tank, much bigger than the normal ones. Track marking's been pretty good so far in this park, and before I got to the shelter, we're along the flat quite away from the hills, but we're heading up into the foothills now, so a bit more ups and downs, which is good. Still is really neat, different terrain, more arid and dry, and but with trees, so we get the occasional bit of shade. I mean, heaps of kangaroos. I'm hoping to see a iguana, one of the big lizards. Love to see one of those, so that's what I'm looking out for. Definitely got some climbing ahead. That's good, nice and interesting. I'm suspicious. I'm on a nice single track with good track marking. Something's going to happen to ruin this lovely experience. Yeah, just climbed a hill, going back down. Oh, yeah, it's actually nice being on single track. A lot of water coming through there. So yeah, the track stopped when we crossed that river. Not really on a track anymore, but the markings are pretty clear and short grass, so it doesn't really matter. And there it is, walkers follow fence. I think we had nearly a kilometre of single track. It was nice. Now going up this valley following the fence, but at least this grass is short so far. I was about 50 metres by the fence and now back on single track, which is great. Oh, heading up a hill. Hey, goats up there. I thought it was a big white rock, and then I thought, no, it's a goat. Oh, we're coming out at a track, following the track. That single track was fun. It was probably maybe a K&a-half of it, but oh, that was good fun. I was really enjoying that. And the tracks aren't too bad because they're a bit rough, so you still got to concentrate a bit, and the scenery's pretty cool as well. Whew. Finally, a good day, an enjoyable day. But you can tell how pessimistic I am. I'm just waiting for the sucky parts to come. But so far, this is good. It's nice to see views of trees. No farmland at all. Well, possibly a little bit in the distance, but pretty rough farmland. Oh, it's nice. For this track, cross country. Can't see the next marker. Which way is it facing? That way. Ah, there it is. We've got single track. There we go. Some nice single track. I am beside a fence now, but still on the single track. But yeah, I think we're leaving the nice trees. The wind is picking up as we're out of the shelter of the trees. Dropping down, crossing the river, and then up, and then along that direction. 8k to go. Pretty easy to keep my feet dry. There's a little bridge across. These bushes are becoming common. They've just got these yellow flowers. Going, nearly tripped up. Going along beside a fence line, but I don't mind it because you're single track. It's not the fence lines I object to, it's the going through the long grass beside them. So being on single track next to a fence line is fine. Not quite sure why this creek deserves such a fancy sign. Anyway, oop. I accidentally hit the fence with my pole. Okay, walkers follow creek. Alright. And that's it for the creek. That was about 100 metres. I see a stile ahead, and I see another marker in the distance. Way up there. And probably a track. I'm probably going to join that track eventually. In fact, we're joining the track now. So that was the stile, and we're actually joining the track now. I assume it's going to go around. So a big mob of kangaroo, 9 of them, decent amount. Hello. Alright, oh, get away. Yeah, I'm going. It's the most lively one I've seen. Windy. Now we head down the other side of this hill. See, this is more of the normal reaction. Just staying still and staring at me. Freezing. Right. Climbing a bit of a hill at the moment. Unfortunately, we're out of the trees back into the open, so it's a little bit windy. But the hill, none of the hills have been particularly big or particularly steep, just steady climbs up. Right, so I guess I'm now out of the reserve based on that sign, and heading that way, hopefully going around the side of that big hill and not over. No, I'm not going that way, I've just seen the sign. I'm going that way. There's a short fence section. They're still following a fence. Might be a bit of single track. I guess I'll have to see as I get higher up. Yep, it's a very old overgrown vehicle track alongside the fence. Ooh. Hello you two. And the coloured tongue. That is quite cool. See the tongue? Nope. Too worried about me now. There you go. Leave it alone. They haven't noticed me yet. Quite a good view of where I've come up this valley, and I'm assuming I'm about to drop down again. Yeah, oh, pretty flat. And then up and over the next hill, and the shelter I think is probably only 2k from here. Old ruin over there. See some strange looking trees over there, or bushes. I think it's flax. It's been a trial they did, just one little area. Basically I've got to go round this hill. On the far side is where the shelter is. You have to be careful going around here. It looks like it's undercut quite a lot. Look at these massive, I don't know what they are. They look like a succulent of some description. Yeah, they're pretty hard. Massive trees coming up out of them. Cool. Oh, I see. That's what they look like when they're cut. Hey, I've arrived at Jack Black Hut. Cute looking hut. However, it's only 3:30. And weather seems alright, so I'm actually going to push on a bit more and find somewhere in my tent in an hour or two. Would have been nice on a wet day, but yeah, I made really good time today. Oh, what a fantastic hut. 6 bunks, chair, tables, and a sink, and a charging spot. Yeah, lovely little hut. One of the problems they had is to put a water tank in here. The rainfall is so low that they needed a bigger roof area. So originally they had a 3-sided shelter, and then they had that hut, that cabin donated to them, and so they thought this was the best place to put it. Unfortunately the toilet is a little exposed, but very well ventilated. Oh dear. And I think this is the original shelter. So that's the original shelter. It would still be very welcome on a wet and windy day. Okay, so it's 16k to the next water source. Obviously I'm not getting there today. It looks like I've got 2k of road, and then off the roads, and there's a bit that could be track, could be fence, and there's bits, long section. It looks probably about 8k of what I'm pretty sure is fence line, because it's dead straight, and then there's a right angle, and then dead straight. So yuck. Right, but yeah, so I'll see where I go. Hopefully it's not no camping. This is a fancy road. These are the new signs. I don't like them. The arrow is very small. Right, so 2k up here. And off the road and up there to the fence line. I've got to get really close to the sign to see the arrow. That's great. There's a Heysen sign, but no private property sign with no camping, so I can camp. Woohoo! Just watching this beautiful eagle flying around, fortunately disappearing off the other direction. This track's been alright. There's mainly been trees on both sides. This is a rear open bit. A little bit of up, a little bit of down, quite a lot of corners, so makes it a bit more interesting. That's a big burrow. I wonder if that's a wombat one. I've been told to look out for square poo. That's how you tell it's a wombat. Losing the shelter of the trees, so I think think I might camp around here somewhere in these trees. It is 6k from that last hut, and that means it leaves 25 kilometres for tomorrow, which is just sounds a better amount. These goats, I'm not sure where they're off to, but 25k sounds a lot better than 30 does. Here's my tent spot for the night. The track is just over there by the fence, and I've got all of these trees to try and shelter me from the wind, and as you can see, despite it being really windy, my tent is pretty much not moving, which is good. But I've also made sure there's nothing above me which is going to fall on top of me.